maybe if you want to just talk a little bit about who you are, how we know each other, and how we came to work together this time around for health coaching.
Yeah. So I had a great experience working with you years upon years ago. And that was mainly for a fitness plan, an exercise plan. And I saw such great results with you at the time. And you had also such an ability to understand my personal needs and to help me in a way that really worked with my lifestyle and my goals at the time. And so I reached back out because what I had been realizing is that over the pandemic, um, my habits had just shifted so much. And I really, really needed to get my life back on track. And so that was, something that I was looking at holistically, trying to find better balance in my life, trying to reestablish healthy eating habits, get back into the working out part of life as well. And so because we had had such a great experience before, I did reach back out to you because I really truly trusted your ability to work with me. And it's been a really good learning experience so far. I definitely feel like I've made some positive strides.
And so, how do you feel about all of that now? Because we've been working together this time for a couple months, a little bit longer. Where do you feel like you are with that right now? Do you feel like you have been able to shift to a place that feels more balanced? And if you do, what do you think has allowed you to get there?
Yeah, I do feel like I've shifted. I've started shifting towards a place that's more balanced. What has been interesting throughout this experience is just realizing that through different phases of life, work, holidays, whatever it is, there's a whole new set of circumstances to navigate. So making progress even through those moments has been something that I'm pretty proud of. What has helped with that is really just focusing on um, trying to make sure that I set space aside and set time aside to work on the behaviors and the habits that I want to start shifting my life. Um, that's been one of the biggest things. And I think support is the second main part. I don't think I could have done this without you. Having some accountability has been valuable to me because it feels like there's somebody there to help guide me along the way, reassure me if I'm having moments where I'm having a hiccup or backstepping. It's actually definitely been very helpful. And then, as I said, the accountability side of it. So going into the app day after day and checking off what habits I've achieved has definitely been helpful for me to stay on track.
Awesome. So you mentioned about like the time, like making sure you're setting aside the time to work on um, different like behaviors and you can say like strategies. And I think that might be something that's different. People might not really know what you mean by that because I think most people are familiar with receiving a meal plan or a diet plan, receiving a training program, but you're talking about something different, like setting aside time to work on behaviors. And you and I go through different topics and nutrition information and behavior, and then I kind of send you off with some homework. So maybe we can just talk about how that's been different for you, maybe with like the goal setting, the stress management plan, and the meal planning. So I think these are concepts that people maybe don't realize that you would need to spend some time on. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that and how that's helped with your progress so far.
Yes, definitely. There's something that you said early on where you said, set time in your calendar for a workout and treat it like any other appointment. And that stuck with me, even if I'm still sometimes missing the workout. With the smaller habits, I'm putting a lot of effort towards making sure that I carve time out in my day to achieve those and to set myself up for success. Because if I'm not taking care of me, I can't achieve any of the other things. A lot of the guidance has been really helpful. So we talked through healthy eating options, which is something that people might be familiar with, but looking at how to build a meal plan for myself for the week in a kind of tailored way was very beneficial for me. So even spending time to figure out what my habits are like normally with creating recipes and creating meals, and then applying that into how I grocery shop, how I determine what items I need for grocery shopping, then how I plan for the week for my meals and prepare those meals has been really, really helpful. It has helped me focus a little bit more around how I achieve the things I want to achieve, because it felt a lot before, really like I was kind of going without direction and without any real path to carry me through on my ideals or my goals, right? And so now that I have written down goals specifically, I have kind of steps to achieve them. It's been really, really helpful to actually see some tangible progress there.
And then like, how does that feel? Because someone listening might be like, oh my God, that's a lot. And I think for a lot of women, when they think about improving their health, it does and can be overwhelming. So kind of what you just talked through, if you had to give an emotion to it, like how does it actually feel for you?
Yeah, I think what was overwhelming was not having any kind of a path or any kind of a direction to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. So how it feels now, I feel comforted. I feel supported. I feel confident in having a bit of a direction forward. Um, and I truthfully appreciate that there's still some opportunity built in there for flexibility, right? So not every day is going to look the exact same, and I have flexibility, and I feel okay, and I feel like there's a pressure off of my shoulders for the days that look a little different than the norm. So I would say that throughout this whole process, how I feel, it's relaxed, it's comforted, it's confident versus feeling a heavy pressure and an overwhelm in the way that I was before.
Oh, awesome. That makes me very happy. Okay, so let's see. We kind of touched on all of this, which is great. Okay, I think my last question, or what I would love for you to share with other women, because a lot of women who might watch this, or they're just kind of in that phase of wanting to improve their health, or maybe they've tried before, not been able to, they feel defeated, they feel frustrated, they really don't actually believe it's possible for them to be in a different place. Like where they kind of see themselves in the future is always struggling for better health. I question sometimes if, because I've experienced that before, figuring all this stuff out, question whether they could actually be in a place of just living their life and with good health. So if a woman like that is watching and she's like, okay, this sounds nice, but I don't know if it's possible for myself, with what you've experienced through a coaching method and a coaching program and having someone kind of with you each step of the way, what would you tell her? What would you tell someone who wants to experience everything you've just expressed, but doesn't actually believe it could be possible for themselves?
Yeah, I was definitely one of those people who was feeling the pressure and the overwhelm, and who was feeling like there was no way out of what I was doing, out of the overworking, out of the unhealthy habits. I felt like there was no way to change it, and I didn't feel like I could set time aside in my day or in my life to achieve what I wanted to. So I was definitely that person. And I would say that it's absolutely possible. Moving in small steps is one of the things that has helped me personally to progress along my journey, because if I was trying to achieve the whole big picture, there was no way that I was going to get there. And so taking some small and tangible steps towards that, making sure that it aligned to my values, making sure that each of the pieces that we went through along the way were something that I was feeling confident and capable of achieving at the time has been really helpful. And having the support has been the biggest thing, because as I said, I wouldn't have been able to do this on my own. And so having your support and having that help to guide me through has been a big piece of it.